Okay. All right, so we got 3 things going at once, and basically I think what we'll do for dinner is we'll have some of the roasted chicken and veggies. Soup, that'll last you all week, you know, so we'll have that. And what I'll do for the chicken thighs, for the I guess kind of like a cordon bleu, but I'll get those prepared, bang them out, stuff them, show you a couple tricks how to keep them together for breading, and we'll just get those prepared and maybe even just put them in the freezer ready to go when I'm ready to cook them up. Okay, so I'm going to throw the veggies right on top of that. Okay, there's plenty of seasoning in there. We've got garlic in there. We've got everything there. So okay, here's the couple packs of chicken that I had. Okay. So let's see. I'll bring this over to the stove, to the sink, get some water in there. Okay. We'll wait for that to come up to a boil, and then we'll turn it down and simmer it for a little bit. Now, I also have the neck and the giblets. Or, yeah, giblets, right? It's the heart, the liver, some of the internal organs that are delicacies for some people. I was going to use that to flavor up the stock, but I don't need it because I had plenty of chicken to do that. So you can either cook them up for the dog. You know, they like it. Why not? Cook it up, put a little bit in there, dear. So basically what I'm saying is keep it. Keep it aside right now. We'll figure out later on whether we want to just toss them, get rid of them, or use it for something else. Okay? All right, I'm going to grab some foil. This is going to be for going over the chicken, the roasted chicken out in the grill. I don't know if I want to cover it to start off with or not, but I'm going to do it anyways, and just kind of get organized. And it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be an issue. I just want to make sure that I got everything cooking, everything cleaned out, and then we can go back out there and I can check it out. And if I feel like I want to take it off to allow the chicken to brown up right away, we can do that. But for now, we'll just put it out in the grill. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna put a little bit of stock in here. Why not, right? I mean, it's pretty premature, but it's got a lot more flavor than water, I'll tell you that. So, just to get it started, we don't want the veggies to stick to the bottom. If I get it hot enough, I can always turn off the middle burner, and keep the side burners going. That way we won't have to worry about burning the bottom of this. Okay, so basically that's what it looks like. I've got my onions, carrots, garlic, potatoes, broccoli, and that chicken breast I'm going to put on top. And that's what we're going to start to roast with. Okay? Okay. Alright, so I've got the place cleaned up a little bit here. I checked on the chicken out in the barbecue grill. Temp's up to 350, so it's perfect. I do have the foil still on it. It's steaming a little bit. The juices and the chicken stock is obviously boiling a little bit or simmering, causing some steam, which is great. So I'm going to let that continue to do that for now, and then I'll take off the foil maybe in about 10 minutes or so, because I do want to put a little bit more of the chicken stock in there. And I also found a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm going to put a little bit of just a little bit of lemon juice in there just to kind of give it that twang. And we'll go from there. Now, we've got the stock at a very kind of a medium simmer. So that's going to go for probably about an hour or so. And what we'll do is we'll get the chicken out of that, we'll cool the chicken down, and then we'll debone it and shred it, and we'll have all our chicken ready to do the soup. And of course we have the stock ready, so that's going to be our soup. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to prepare the cordon bleus. You know, I keep calling it that. I should probably see if there's some. It's very similar to that. Instead of using chicken, Swiss cheese, and ham, I'm using prosciutto and provolone. Okay. All right. So I went to the store, got some provolone. I had a few slices of prosciutto left. You know. I got them, you know, sliced very thin, okay, because we're going to be rolling them up inside of there. Let me get the provolone out. I've got 2 thighs, so we're going to make 2. So 2 pieces of provolone should be sufficient. Okay. I've got a little bit more of the rosemary breadcrumbs. Okay. I've got my chicken thighs here, waiting to be pounded. And let's see. Alright. Okay. So, let me grab a... What I like to do when I'm pounding out... okay, is use a Ziploc bag. I've got the quart size, but gallon size works great too because there's more room. I'll put the chicken down on the cutting board, and I use plastic for the meat, and use wood for the veggies. Okay. All right. So these also work great as gloves. Another trick, right? So if you're, let's say we're portioning out meats. We went and we bought our hamburger, our chicken, our steak, whatever it is, and we're portioning it out for our dinners. And we might even be making, you know, meatball balls for burgers. What you want to do is you can pick it up, actually turn this inside out, okay? Now it becomes a glove. You can pick up your chicken, whatever it is, turn it inside, right side in. Boom, you didn't have to touch the meat, and you got yourself a nice little container here. So, but for this purpose, let's see, let's grab one of these, okay? And I'm going to put the, let's say there's no skin, I took the skin off, but I'm going to put the skin side down, okay? And when we're pounding out, we want to pound with the skin side down. That way, you're not going to shred the meat underneath from pounding too hard. And so you want to be careful about that too. You don't want to pound too hard. You want to just flatten it out, okay? So I've got the bag that fits nicely over that. I've got a meat mallet, okay? There's a flat side and there's a tenderizing side. We want to use the flat side. The tenderizing will break up the chicken breast or the chicken thigh, okay? So we very lightly want to start the pound on it. Okay, what I like to do is pound from the middle and push outwards. Being careful not to split it. Just keep an eye on it. You know, a good 1/4 of an inch thick will be fine. Now the thing with chicken parms, chicken cordon bleus, any type of, you know, anything like this, if you do happen to split the meat or you get a hole in it because when you were deboning it you cut too far through, that's okay, because basically we're going to wrap this up and we're going to coat it with breadcrumbs and we're going to put it in the freezer, and when it comes time to bake, it'll be fine. Okay. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Could probably go a little bit more. Now the thing is, unlike a breast, these thighs are very small, and this is going to be a very small meal, you know? But that's fine. It's for yourself, or maybe for yourself and your kids or your honey. That's fine, right? All right, so there's one. And it's all about portion control. You know, it's like I always said to myself, I ever order pizza, or especially with frozen pizzas, you know, you should buy the frozen pizza, cut it in half frozen, and then wrap up half and put it back in the freezer. Because you know if you cook the whole thing, what are you going to do? Eat the whole thing. Yeah, I'll just put this aside and let it cool down a little bit before I put it in the fridge. Yeah, right. See, by covering the meat, that way you're not getting meat flying around, raw chicken. I'll tell you, there's nothing like a nice pounded out thigh. I mean, geez, you could even do chicken parm with this, Ooh, that's nice. Okay. All right, let's throw that out. That's cooking off nicely. Okay, I've got a little bit more stock here anyway, so I want to go throw this into my roast.